Hi guys, this is Shelly here with Lovecreatelaugh.blogspot.com. Tonight I am doing my very first art journal share. Um, the premise of this art journal page for me was I read this quote which says, "Art enables us to find ourselves and lose ourselves at the same time." I've done some art journal pages prior to today, but I always felt like kind of insecure about sharing them on YouTube for some reason. Like I just didn't, I don't know, I just wasn't confident in it, and I just felt like I'm kind of learning everything and I don't really know what I'm doing. And so basically, once I read that quote that I just read to you, "Art enables us to find ourselves and lose ourselves at the same time," that really resonated with me as the truth. That is something that I find useful about art journaling. That's why I do it. Introspection for me is, it's a useful tool in life for really anybody. And that's part of why I do art journaling. And then it's also a way to kind of escape everyday life. I'm going to speak for myself. I come into my craft room, and when I do art journaling stuff, it's really just to kind of get whatever's on my mind out. And so I've been thinking about it, and a lot of that whole insecurity thing about sharing my art journal was because I just was concerned people, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not an artist. And so when I think of create art, that implies some sort of being an artist, and I'm not. I'm just an art journalist, I guess I would say, and it's very personal, and it's just for me. So that's what I've decided to make today's page about, is that I just need to learn to relax and enjoy art journaling and realize that it's just for me, and there's no competition, there's no right or wrong in art journaling, and to just let it be the cathartic outlet that I need it to be, and that I want it to be for myself. And then if and when I do decide to share art journal pages, to know that it doesn't really matter, it doesn't really matter what anybody thinks. If people like to see my art journal pages, I'll show them. If if there's not much response to it, I probably won't, just because, why? If nobody wants to see them, I guess. And it's personal, I'm doing it mostly for me anyway, but I just wanted to kind of get over that hump of actually just showing my first one, because if people do have an interest, I would, maybe think about showing some more in the future. But anyway, this one, I've worked on it pretty much this evening. This is pretty much all I've done, and then some tidying up in my room, but that's about it. And I'm pleased with it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I was able to take my concern and my thought process and really express it in a way that I think is beautiful, and it's meaningful to me. It's simple, but it's also, it says what I need it to say, and this create art, those words are really my reminder to myself that it's okay every day to come down here and create what is artistic to me in an art journal. The relax and enjoy is basically just, my non-compete clause, I guess, for me to say to myself, I just need to relax and enjoy the process and kind of take whatever it is that I'm needing to express or get out or whatever, whether it's just doing something pretty, or, if there's something that needs to be written out, that needs to be a reminder to myself, or whatever it is, that it's okay to just relax and enjoy it, and whatever comes out, and it's perfect just how it ends up. And that's kind of that's going to be my art journaling mojo. It's whatever comes out, and it's good to go. Okay, so having said all that, rambling for almost 5 minutes about nothing, I'm going to go ahead and get into what I did for this page. The first thing I did was, my favorite color is yellow. I'm pretty sure every single page in this book so far has yellow on it. It's just kind of my palette right now. It's what I'm comfortable with. It's what I like. So, having said that, the the whole page of this, what I did at the beginning was I mixed a little bit of this acrylic paint with some water, and then I covered the whole page. After that, I dry set it with my heat gun, and then I mixed a little bit of this very pretty aqua color. These paints, by the way, were like 2 for $1 at Michael's or something like that. They're always on sale. You can get better quality acrylics, but for me and my level of what I'm doing, this is perfectly fine. The second step, I used this with some water, and then I just kind of ran it across the top pretty thickly, I'm pretty sure that's not a word, but pretty liberally, how about that? I put quite a bit of paint at the top, and then sprayed water on that mixture with my spray bottle, and it caused it to run down like that and drip, which I think is a really, really cool look, and I've found that that's an easy way to get kind of an artsy look to art journals pretty easily. So that was the second step, and then I went ahead and heat set that. That was just the first time. I did more than one layer of the blue over my yellow. The second step, that was just the basic. That's what I did. After that, I took my quote and I typed it on my typewriter that I have here on just basic printer paper. I have an old typewriter, and I just typed it up. And then once I had it typed, because I knew this page was going to continue to get wet with spraying water in it, I went ahead and sealed this paper with this matte gel just to make that. I was afraid that this ink from my typewriter would run if I got it wet without sealing it with something, so I went ahead and sealed it with this matte gel. I have no idea if it would have or not, because this is my first time typing on a page, but I felt pretty sure that it would probably run if I got it wet, so I just sealed it. And then I also used that to adhere those words down. I cut out Create an Art from my Cricut using just some standard black, I think it's the chibi kind of black cardstock from Walmart even. It's not a high quality cardstock by any stretch. And create was a word that was already welded like that on some cartridges that I have. It was in my Gypsy, so I just used it. This one, I don't remember what, I think it was black letter or something like that. I don't know what cartridge it was, but it was in my Gypsy, and I liked the font, so that's what I used. I adhered those down with Helmar's quick dry adhesive. I don't know where it is. I put some stuff away, and, here it is. I put some stuff away and I left some stuff out. I use this Helmar 450 for most of the adhesive on here. The next thing I did was I stamped this Relax and Enjoy, and that is from a Unity stamp set. This one, Sentiments is Simple. And I used, what did I use? I used black Stays On. I don't know if you guys have used Unity stamps, but these things are fantastic. I love the size of them. The Relax word, that's over 2 inches wide. This book is 9.5 by 11.5. So that's like 2.5 inches, and I just really love their stamps. The next thing I did, I think I stamped, or no, the next thing I did, I put the washi tapes on, and I used this washi tape, which I think is one of the Indie Chic or Indie Chick or whatever it's called from my mind's eye. And I also used this little confetti looking one from my last Studio Calico kit, and those are down here. Then I used this butterfly stamp, came in this Art and Soul mixed media kit thing that they sell. And here's the butterfly. Again, I used Stays On ink because I knew it was going to get wet again. And then after that, I did do another level of the blue at the top, just to get another, you kind of have to layer colors on these. Well, I've been trying to learn to layer colors. So I did another layer of the blue with the water, and it ran down. It looked really good. And after I got done with that one, I just kind of went around with my finger and put the blue paint where I wanted it around the edges. And then I heat set that to dry. The next thing I did was I put this white on at the top and let that drip down as well. I also used a white acrylic paint, titanium white, and did that as well. So I did 2 layers of white across the top with the same water and drippy thing as I did with the blue. And then I heat set those. And then after that, I don't know if you could even see it very well, but there's a layer of this, another one of these Unity stamps. This one's the Chicken Wire by Jocelyn Nielsen. And this one I used, what did I use? Close to My Heart tulip ink, and then after that, that was the last stamping step that I did, or color step that I did, because I didn't think that that was water safe ink. I don't really know if it is or isn't, because I haven't tried to apply water or get that wet once it's on there, any of the Close to My Heart inks. So once I did that, I knew any background layers would have to stay how they were. I might have gone through with some more blue, but it was very specific where it was going. And I randomly stamped that pretty much all over the page, kind of random. And then after that, I made these 3 little flowers. It's just a real basic little cotton fabric that I have a bunch of, and I tie knot in it, and then I punched a hole out of some scrap paper. I think they're 1-inch hole, 1-inch punch. My 1-inch circle punch, and then, we spin it and glue it with a hot glue gun around. And that's how I made these 3 little flowers. One of them, this one, I colored with my very favorite Lindy Stamp King, which is Grab a Guy Gold. This one here, I actually used a distress marker in Fired Brick. I just kind of colored it in around everywhere and then sprayed it with water. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with those distress markers, but it basically turns into like a watercolor when it's wet. And then this one, I used my second favorite Lindy Stamp Gang, which is Tiffany's Blue. Kind of sticking with what I know for now. Those are my 2 favorites. I use those in all kinds of projects. So, and then I just put one little bling on each of those. This is a little twine. I got this big old roll of twine from Walmart forever ago, and I've used it a ton. And so that's what the stems are made of. And then the little leaves are cut out of this little McGill punch. And then I colored them, or inked them up with some Lindy Stamp Gang. I don't know which one, actually. I think that's pretty much everything I use product-wise. I'll give you a little closer look at those flowers, because I think they just turn out super cute. I forgot about and I also did some outlining and some doodling. I used this Faber-Castell, or Faber-Castell, I don't know how you say it, and around the letters and the words. And I also used this little, what is this, black pen, kind of to doodle around the page and then around the words. I'm going to give you another close-up view of this. That quote, which I think is so cute. And the chicken wire stamp in the red. So that's pretty much my art journal for tonight. Feel free to leave your comments. I would sure love to have some feedback if you guys enjoy watching these or not. If so, let me know. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys all have some time to get creative this weekend. and happy 4th of July.